you followed the rules, right? You did everything right. You got the degree, you got the certifications, you got the job, you got the letters behind your name. You showed up for everyone. And you may have even been called the responsible one your entire life. And you wear that with a sense of honor. It's like this badge of honor that you carry with you. But you also carry this profound amount of exhaustion, right? And oftentimes when you're alone, when you get that time to yourself, it's like you feel this quiet ache. This quiet ache that you can't quite explain, but it feels like something is missing. And it's not because you're ungrateful. It's because you're disconnected. You're disconnected from your joy. You're disconnected from your peace. You're disconnected from yourself. And if you've ever looked at your life and thought, is this really what I worked so hard for? This episode is for you. Welcome to Healing the High Achiever podcast, a space for the strong ones who are tired of performing and ready to live in truth. I'm Nicole, your cycle breaker coach and also creator of Healing While Hustling. I work with high achievers just like you, perfectionists and overfunctioners who look amazing on paper but feel super disconnected from their true selves. Together, we do the work of breaking those emotional patterns, of realigning you with your true values, and building a life based on radical self-trust. Because around here, we don't repeat cycles, we break them. Let's get into it. Sis, okay, you have been running, you have been achieving, you have been fixing everything, you have been holding it all down. You were taught that being a good person meant being selfless. That love and praise were tied to your output, not your presence. So you became dependable, right? Of course, you became dependable. You became impressive on paper. You became that problem solver for everyone and everything. But now you're realizing that, okay, this is not sustainable. I cannot sustain this performance if I want to have peace and alignment in my life. Y'all, I did not understand my worth until like many months after being laid off from my job. So I had a job that I worked for like 5 years, and I was fused into that job. I fused my identity with that job. And when they just laid your girl off, I was distraught, and I didn't even know who I was anymore. I felt disconnected from who I was. I felt like, what was my purpose? I felt like, what is my contribution? Like, I was really low and down. But then after some time, I really began to realize I'm worthy just because I'm here. I began to realize that I'm worthy just because, air flows through my body. Just because I'm present, I am worthy. My family still loved me. My friends still love me. My community still embraced me. They didn't care that I wasn't working at that job no more. They wasn't caring that I wasn't producing certain things and the best presentations and the best, deliverables and all. Like, they didn't care about that stuff. It was just because of me, just because of my presence. So the layoff taught me that you are not what you do. You are not just what you give, what you create, what you provide, what you do for others. It taught me that I am worthy just because I am here. Just because I'm here, I'm worthy, and so are you. You might be experiencing high achiever burnout if you cannot sit still without feeling guilty. You maybe downplay your success because you're like, hey, there is always more to do. Or maybe you celebrate your wins privately because vulnerability just doesn't feel safe to you. You check every box, but you still don't feel like you're enough. You find yourself scrolling through social media during your downtime because being in stillness, being in silence really feels uncomfortable. Maybe your friends and your family, call you Superman, Superwoman, right? And while it may sound like a compliment, it feels like a prison. You've perfected the art of appearing calm, right? While your mind is racing with all the unchecked boxes and things you got to do and things you got to figure out and all your future plans. So let's talk about what this cycle is really costing you. It's not just your energy, although that's certainly a big part of it. It's costing you presence. It's costing you connection. It's costing you the ability to feel joy without immediately thinking about what's next. It's robbing you of the very thing that success was supposed to bring, and that's peace. And I think that's the greatest irony of high achievements without healing. Honey, I am here to tell you that you do not have to earn your rest through exhaustion. You do not have to prove your worth through your productivity, and you're allowed to want peace. You're allowed to say that this version of success, it just ain't working for me anymore. And what if life didn't have to be this way? Imagine waking up and you're not immediately reaching for your phone to look at your calendar. Imagine celebrating a win without immediately moving the goalpost. Imagine trusting that your worth exists separately from your output. What if your life didn't feel like a constant performance? What if your worth wasn't tied to how much you do, but who you are? That version of you, the soft, the grounded, the enough version isn't some fantasy. She is already inside of you, waiting for permission to just make her entrance. So you've already done the hard part, okay? You became aware. You noticed the exhaustion. You heard the still small voice saying, okay, I want something more. I want something deeper. Remember, you don't have to earn your peace. You can live from it. So let me say that again to the people in the back. You don't have to earn your peace. You can live from a space of peace. I encourage you to just sit with that for a moment. This work is really about returning to yourself. It is not about performing for others because 1, you are not lazy. 2, you are not broken. 3, you're simply just tired of living a life based in survival and you're ready to start living a life that feels good to live, a life that feels like yours, a life that feels like you actually designed it, right? Okay, so repeat after me. I break cycles, not myself. I break cycles, not myself. Alignment is greater than perfection, always. Alignment is better than perfection, always. So I created something just for you. It's called the Healing While Hustling Manifesto. And it's more than just a free download. It's a declaration. It's your reminder that you no longer have to earn your worth through exhaustion. Click the link in the show notes so you can grab it and join my private email circle. Okay, you'll receive healing tools, mindset shifts, and invitations to deeper coaching work when the time feels right. And if this episode really spoke to you, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, share with someone that you know who's on a similar path as you. And remember, you don't have to do this alone. Let's keep walking together. Together, we break cycles, not ourselves, okay? See you next time.